Dear colleagues, please, we are starting our section number 2, IT in Education and the Research of the 4th International Conference on Smart Information Systems and Technologies, IEEE CIS 2024. We are welcoming our participants of this section, and we are very excited to see, to go through this scientific journey. I wish the conference will be very fruitful to all of us, and we will be starting with the first presenter, paper ID number 14. If you are ready to share your screen, please welcome. But before that, let me just remind few important moments of this conference. Every participant who will be presenting the paper needs to turn on the video. We need to see you, and you will be having up to 7 minutes time for the presentation, as you might already know from the emails you were having from the conference. And we will remind before 1 minute that time is up. So we are very asking you to be careful for the timing, because we have a lot of participants and we want to be on time. I know most of you are online, but we are also having some few activities here offline. So we wanted to be time for all that points. I said first is the video has to be turned on, and then timing for the 7 minutes. So I think that's all that we have for our important moments. And we are starting with our first paper, ID number 14. Please, who will be presenting?
I am.
5 after.
Greetings to all conference participants. My name is Olesya Romanenko. I am an associate professor at the Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture. I would like to present the main points of the research on the topic, overview and prospects of IT education in Ukrainian universities, conducted by a team of authors: Olga Yudicheva, Olesya Romanenko, Oksana Bondar-Podgorska, Lyudmila Laverdyan, Alla Glebova, and Yuri Khloponin. Are you seeing my presentation? That's okay. The purpose of our research is to review and develop the prospects of IT education in Ukrainian universities in the context of enriching the experience of world education. The scientific novelty of our research is following. The most indicative challenges in the Ukrainian IT education system have been summarized and highlighted. The emphasis is placed on the needs to strengthen the specialized component of IT programs in Ukrainian universities, which are focused on its final product, which is a unique context-specific solution to its current problems. It is recommended to strengthen their specializations and form expert knowledge in each individual direction, which will contribute to intelligent growth and socially significant effects. First, I would like to define the concept of IT education. IT education is a complex, multi-aspect, interdisciplinary phenomenon that has several meanings. Number 1, purposeful cognitive activity to obtain or improve digital knowledge, skills, and abilities. Number 2, the process of transferring accumulated digital knowledge from society to the young generation for the development of appropriate cognitive abilities and values, acquisition of digital skills and abilities for practical application. Number 3, the result of the formation of a personality of the digital era. Number 4, a system of subjects of educational activities that carry out educational activities, ensuring the process and result of the formation and development of digital skills, digital literacy, digital culture, and digital competence of students. And number 5, special online platforms for improving digital literacy, for example, digital education. The main stages of the development of IT education in Ukraine shown on this table. starting from the 1960s to the present day. The basis for the development of IT education in Ukraine in recent years has been the European Union decisions on digital transformation. The main problems during the training of IT specialists in Ukrainian universities are, number one, obsolescence or incompleteness of the material and technical base. Number two, lagging behind the education, the methodological support for IT training of future specialists from the rapid change of programming technologies. Number three, insufficient level of digital competence development among many teachers. Number four, the problem of functioning of non-core IT specialists in universities. Number five, high level of employment of students in IT companies, due to which a significant percentage of the students stop further education. Number six, imperfection of the axiological component of domestic IT education. And number seven, lack of systematic links between the education system and the IT sphere. Ukrainian universities, recognizing the importance of IT education reforms and guided by their own developments and accumulated experience, have initiated work in the following directions. Number one, cooperation between IT companies and universities as a key factor in technology development, improvement of educational programs, and the preparation of qualified professionals. Number two, consideration of modern approaches to the career development of IT professionals during the formation of the individual trajectory of participants and any educational program in Ukrainian universities. And number three, implementation of the IT generation educational project in Ukraine, which provided free IT education to Ukrainians without prior experience in the field. The research was conducted in the universities such as Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture, National University Yuri Kondratyuk Poltava Polytechnic, and Poltava University of Economics and Trade. During the diagnosis, the following criteria for comparison were selected, such as collaboration between universities and IT businesses, financial autonomy, involvement of practitioners, engagement of foreign teachers, development of dual education, involvement of certified trainers in the educational process, existence of developed certificate courses, use of non-formal education courses, and utilization of gamification methods in education. These criteria allow us to assess the organizational prerequisites and opportunities for the implementation of modern initiatives for the development of IT education. Specific proposals have been developed and proposed for each of the universities studied to deepen smart growth, where the key direction is the development of IT education, namely, for Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture, we recommend involvement of certified trainers in the educational process, use of non-formal education courses in the education process, and development of certified courses. For the National University Yuri Kondratyuk Poltava Polytechnic, creation of internal academic mobility programs with Ukrainian universities that are outsiders in the IT professional training market, development of certified courses too. For Poltava University of Economics and Trade, we recommend strengthening collaboration with IT businesses, development of collaboration programs, development of certification of relevant courses, the need to involve certified trainers in the educational process. Thanks for attention. We were happy to participate in the conference, and I am ready to answer your questions.
Thank you, Ms. Olesia, for your fruitful presentation. It was very interesting, and we are very excited to know what is happening in our IT education in Ukraine. And colleagues, if there is any questions, please welcome. Maybe some online participants, or here we have offline guests and then participants too. If they are having some questions, please welcome. While others may be thinking, let me ask my first question. So you have defined the term smart growth. How you are actually defining what is smart growth in terms of IT education? What is smart growth like include?
Young people usually used smartphones, laptops, and universities need to use these smart mobile, smart laptops, smart
Devices.
Devices, yes. That's why we recommend use smart growth for each Ukrainian universities to be close to young people, to students.
Yeah. I think we are like the problems you have identified for the Ukrainian students somehow matches with the problems that we are having currently in Kazakhstan too. And it is very interesting to know like how you are as our colleagues are solving the problems that we could actually, like align in terms of our educational system. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you, Ms. Alessia, for your presentation. I believe like everything was clear, no questions, and we are turning for our next paper ID number 15, please.
Thank you.
Paper ID number 15. We have 6 authors there. The first author, Andrei, if I'm not mistaken. And then Svetlana, Andrei, Svetlana, Igor, Natalia, and Rostislav. If some of the co-authors are here, please welcome.
Yes. Good afternoon, dear participants of the conference. A report on the topic quantum computing in the object-oriented model of quality management is offered for your attention. The basis of this report is a conceptual model that describes the process of processing uncertainties that represent risk in the decision-making process regarding some action. To ensure its efficiency, the following components are proposed. First, frame for presenting the process of working out uncertainties and risks. Second, delicate scheme for direct processing of uncertainties. And third, quantum computing for working with a combination of group ranks presented in the form of a chain. So this report presented an idea that, according to the authors, has its place among the constellation of scientific studies that consider the solution of modern informational problems of society. The authors said themselves the goal of describing only the initial approach, the very basics, and not immediately describing in formal mathematical language each of the models presented in this report. Since this is a new proposed model, it is planned to devote more space to a more rigorous, clear logical description and presentation in further scientific works on the relevant topic. This will then give an opportunity to open further scientific research in this direction, so that the created developments will further develop with this aim of introducing them into the enterprise's activities. Thus, in this report, the authors described their proposed model for processing uncertainties, risks that appear in the process of making a coordinated decision. Its main components: knowledge representation models, which are a practical scientific part of the model, a direction in the field of information processing as artificial intelligence. Also, in this model, the principles of processing objects from the relevant direction of object analysis and design were used. As a result of the experiment research, 24 chains were obtained after risk processing according to the Descartes model. It was suggested to use quantum computing for faster simultaneous analysis. The report is complete. Thank you for your attention.
Presentation that was very short, but it was structured. Dear colleagues, if you have any questions. Online or offline participants are welcome to ask questions for the presented paper. I wanted to ask just maybe one question. So the proposed model you are presenting in the paper, what kind of a problem it is actually solving, and what do you think in the future will be your further development for the proposed model? Thank you.
Thank you. The basis of this report is a conception model that describes the process of processing anti-threats that represent risk in the decision-making process regarding some action.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Clear. Any other questions? Thank you, Andrei, for your presentation. We are welcoming our third speaker, third participant, ID number 36. And I believe that participants are here offline, presenting from Astana IT University, Aruzhan Mektepayeva, Almazbek Medarov, Aytolkun Kulmuratova are authors of the next our paper. Please welcome.
Hello, hello, dear commissions. So now I'm going to share my screen. So, hello everybody. I'm as one of the author. I will present our research article. The topic was analysis of penetration testing methods. Testing methods for specific IoT devices, specifically IP camera. So here's a short introduction. Like, what about our research? So as we know, the Internet of Things has transformed everyday life by integrating billions of smart devices into various sectors. And among these, IP cameras play a crucial role in security and monitoring, and are becoming important in both private and the public spaces. So this study aims to evaluate different penetration testing methodologies for IP cameras to effectively identify and mitigate vulnerabilities in IoT landscape. So here's a research question, like what penetration testing methodologies are most effective at identifying and mitigating security vulnerabilities in IP cameras. And here's a hypothesis Like among these, all the penetration testing methodologies, we choose four or more like frameworks, and will prove more effective in identifying mitigating vulnerabilities methodology compared to another methodologies. So here's a review of related works. So some studies identified and mitigated penetration test, mitigated some cyber threats, and here's a lack of like security protocols to protect against cyber threats. And so here's a gap in research that we try to fill in our research. It's like our research aims to fill like while existing studies have validated the effectiveness of penetration testing, exposing, addressing security flaws, there is a lack of research focusing specifically on integrating and tailoring these methodologies to the unique operational environment. And we will fill this gap through frameworks that we use it. Like here's our unique methodology. Our study employs a mixed method approach, including quantitative and qualitative analysis. And also here's a framework we use it. This for framework like open source security testing methodology, and security testing and assessment, penetration testing execution standard, and the open web application security project. So each framework offers unique strengths in identifying and addressing vulnerabilities. And here our methods, it includes 6 main testing phases. Its first is reconnaissance, information gathering, scanning, vulnerability analysis, exploitation, and post-exploitation. So then we get manual analysis and the system access. So let's deeply look into these phases, what tools we use it. It's NICTA and WATWeb to identify technological and security configurations of IP camera. Methods, like with these commands, we got it. So second one is vulnerability analysis. It's we use it Metasploit framework to isolate and identify exploitable vulnerabilities. Exploitation used, we use like curl utility to find our URL of IP camera. And then post-exploitation, it's access the extent of and evaluate sensitive information about our camera, such as administrative credential. And the credential use, like we can access to devices administrative interfaces. So as you can see, here's this interface, IP camera, here's a view, like our result. And as a result, we reviewed several critical vulnerabilities and maybe some causes of being so, like default configuration, firmware weaknesses, encryption uses, like lack of encryption protocols lead to this like data transmission. And here's how we can help to secure our IP camera. We did some experimentation example to demonstrate users or readers of how you can solve this problem. It's includes 5 ways. Like firstly, so it's disable unnecessary services, like eliminating FTP and SSH services on cameras. The second one is configure intrusion prevention system, IPS, as in the figure 15 it's showed here, like deployed IPS on security gateway. It's specifically configured to protect against vulnerabilities. Cloud access, also the one of the way is and the fourth one is about port forwarding, like implemented port forwarding with enhanced security measures, including strong password, enforcement and strategic firewall settings. And the fifth one is about continuous monitoring. And here's as in our research article, it's identified vulnerability threats, their risk levels, descriptions, and results. Like SQL injection vulnerability, lack of encryption in real time, as we mentioned, FTP and SSH, like unrestricted access to this, and the permissive behavior of device, allowing downgrade to insecure firmware versions. And here is the results, like the cause of these vulnerabilities, the results were like this. And also we did some comparative analysis of for frameworks that we use to implement into our Unique-1 methods. And as you can see, the PTS methods, as we mentioned, like so we need some technical depths, comprehensiveness, IO focus, and practically. So we like analyzed which one of these methodologies include this one, and like statistics, we create a table and then create this diagram, like analysis of penetration test methodologies. And here, after the results part, we have recommendation. It's three main recommendation, like enforce strong default credential, regular firmware updates, enhanced encryption standards. So these recommendations aim to address the identified vulnerabilities and strengthen the overall security posture of IP camera. And here's a conclusion. So our findings point to necessity of regular firmware updates, like encryption techniques and collaborative approach to security involving manufacturers, cybersecurity experts, and the users. So it will be useful for readers as like IT specialists, specifically in cybersecurity and IoT landscape and like IT infrastructure. And here's our reference.
I'm kindly asking to keep our timing and I'm saying in advance if I will be during your presentation will be saying that we have just 1 minute left, please. Sorry me for that, but we need to keep the timing. But Aruzhan, thank you for your presentation. Colleagues, any questions regarding the presented paper? Yeah, we have one question here offline. Maybe I missed something, but you saying that your task is to test the penetration methodologies, right?
Yes.
And straight after that, talking about vulnerabilities which you found based on this testing. But can you mention the actual methodology which you have tested in the end?
So as I mentioned before, it's open source security testing methodology. It's one of the NIST, like technical guide to information security testing and assessment, penetration testing execution standard. We use it like PTS. And the main one is Open Web Application Security Project.
And I didn't see in the presentation you have shown, but maybe you have indicated in the paper, but what kind of like requirements you set for all the methodologies you did the comparative analysis? So you did the comparative analysis among what kind of requirements? Maybe there was some set points you checked among specific parameters.
Do you mean like methods that we use it?
No, can you go to the slide where you have shown the comparative analysis?
Okay.
Yeah, here. So this is the comparative analysis of the methodologies, right? So the question is, what kind of parameters was compared among all that methodologies?
It was we divided into four parameters. It's comprehensiveness, technical depth, IOT focus, and practical. So as you can see, so not of the methods, like not all the methods, as we mentioned, it's focuses on IOT focus and focuses on IOT specific protocols
Yeah,
and IOT devices. Yes, here it is. So like for example, open Web Application Security project, it includes four parameters, and most of them is focuses on comprehensiveness, not in IOT focus. So yes.
okay,
And
so
like,
parameters was tested, right, for the analysis.
yes.
And then if they're getting the high score here, for example, 8 or like 7, does it show that that methodology is better or what? I mean, if see, like for example, let's look at the first one, OCC TMM, right?
Yes.
So according for the four parameters, we can see like the parameter comprehensiveness has like 8 attribute score, and then technical depth has 7, and then
Yes.
5. Like, is that mean that which one is better?
It means that Open Web Application Security project is better because it focuses on specifically IOT. But as we can see, as you mentioned, open source security testing methodology is IOT focus. It's demonstrating only 5. So it means that it's a lack of. There was a gap of research that we feel that it is not focuses on IOT devices, specifically on IOT camera or IP camera. So as you can see here, the OSP, it's most effective methods because it focuses on IOT. So we feel our gap of research.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Aruzhan.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. That was paper ID number 36, presented by Aruzhan Mikhtipayeva from Astana IT University. So our next presentation will be paper ID number 39. That is presented by 5 co-authors from Al-Farabi, Kazakh National University, Kazakhstan. I believe, Ms. Aizat, you will be presenting the paper, right?
Good evening, my name is Aizat Yildabek. I am a master student at Al-Farabi, Kazakh National University. Our work devoted to the study of cardiovascular disease in the retina of target by optical coherence tomography. Purpose and the task is studies of cardiovascular pathologies, hypertensive retinopathy, retinal artery occlusion, based on retinal fundus images with the ability to diagnose some complications based on an intelligent system. Tasks research a business, localization, segmentation results, and comparing. Relevance, statistical data on the split of the disease, hypertensive retinopathy causes 1 in 8 days worldwide, on average 12 people, sick out of 100 people. In Kazakhstan, this statistic is somewhat lower, every 20%. On average, 5 people a sec out of 100 people. Statistical retinal artery occlusion by region basis with a global incidence of about 1.5. In Kazakhstan, likely follows this global trend. However, the rates can vary population, but for instance, South Korea region had average incidence 2.1 cases per 100,000 person years. Hypertensive retinopathy difference in healthy eyes, healthy eye, and eye is with retinopathy. A healthy eye has clear, unobstructed blood vessels and no signs of damage. In contrast, on area with retinopathy, no signs of damage, such as had exudative cardinal spots, microaneurysm, and others in presentation. Difference in healthy eye and retinal artery occlusion. A healthy eye has clear unobstructed retinal arteries and normal blood flow. In contrast, an area with snow shows signs pale retina and the cherry red spot. Methods. Used methods. Our work consists of 2 stages. First, detect and localize the basis with fast region training. Second, segment the localized region using community clustering. Localization of hypertensive retinopathy regions. First, while computers softmax probability estimates over 6 region classes as a layer reduces for real bullet numbers for 5 region classes, which represent a position of the box for 1 of the 5 classes. Localization of retinal artery occlusion region, first layer computed softmax probability estimates of the 2 regional classes. The other layer produces for real bullet numbers for 2 region classes. Database, we use open source databases, such as HRF, HFAGIS, and the Orija. Results to analyze the effectiveness of our professive methodology, we considered the following evaluation indicators. First formula, intersection unification. Second formula, average accuracy. Third formula for segmentation, we use dice coefficient. Comparison for hypertensive retinopathy. Comparing our results with other works, the works that used SPPNet and RCNN showed the following results, and our method showed better results, accuracy of 89. Comparison for retinal artery occlusion, the works that used SPPNet and RCNN other works results and our method results 19.4. Results of segmentation for hypertensive retinopathy. First, input images. Second, image after localization with first region CNN. Search for images not detected. 6 images had exudative cardinal spots, signs such as detected. Results of segmentation for retinal artery occlusion, input images, localization after with
Aizat, 1 minute left.
After localization and the cardinal spots. Thank you for your attention.
We were close for the end, right? Thank you, Aizat, for the presentation, because your paper is actually a very hot topic, and I believe not only in Kazakhstan, but generally around the world. Dear colleagues, if there is any questions.
Can you give some more detail about the data that you used to train your models? For example, where the data were obtained, what like preferences and mistakes were required, and how much data we had.
I cannot say about it.
Can you please repeat?
I cannot hear about it.
You cannot say about this? You cannot say about this?
About it. Data.
About data.
Yes.
And how can we know? Where did you get the data to process and train your model?
We use it open source databases.
Yes, but this database you got from where? Because like usually, is that open source or what?
Open source, yes.
Because usually when, so I'm not mistaken, if I'm not wrong, there is sometime when you use the data of the patients, you need to get some kind of a approval, right? How about this? And is that already a database of, like the patients who have that disease or what?
Yes.
Or to prevent that disease? Can you please explain in a more detail?
More detail?
Yeah, about the data. Айзат?
Можно нарисовать? Сказать подробнее?
No, sorry, this is the international conference and then we are required to keep the rule of English presentations only.
Good day. I'm co-author of this publication. Let
Yes,
me
please.
answer for this question. I'm Abdiahmetova Zuhra from Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. I'm a co-author. So I want to describe the features of the used data sets. First of all, these data sets have more than 4,000 data in it, and it have such features such as the information about patients that give us results, photos, it is as the sex of the patient, its age, and it's some medical data, some insulin and type of blood and the others. We get this data from open source resources such as Kaggle, and they are very spread in internet. HRF, HRHuggis, and Origa. And sometimes for testing, we use our own data sets that we get from DamuMed. Thank you.
Thank you, Zohar, for the clarification. I believe no questions now, and we can turn on to our next paper. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you.
Next paper ID is 44. We have 6 authors there, presented by Ms. Alena from State University of Trade and Economics, Ukraine. And co-authors.
I think the previous presenter was released this thing.
Yes, Aizat, could you please
Stop sharing your.
presentation? Thank you.
Dear colleagues, conference participants, actually, yeah, there is a paper ID 044. This paper is about methodology of developing an information system for internal audit, process support, and there are 6 co-authors: Олена Криворучка, Ярослав Шестак, Альона Десятка, Юлия Костюк, Дмитро Гначенко, and myself, Igor Karpunin. So I'll present the paper. Let me start. So actually, as an executive summary, we all know there's audit, financial audit process, and in internal financial audit process, it's mostly like analytical process that ensures that everything in the company goes well or goes according to some kind of standards. So these standards are different in different jurisdictions, but the common thing here from the IT perspective is that like any intelligent analytical, any intelligent system can be used like for internal audit support, and the aim of the study was to introduce a mathematical model that helps to find the best solution according to different different conditions. Okay, so as for the study, we actually studied a lot of analytical tools like simple enterprise reporting or simple like statistical information. We studied online analytical processing technology, OLAP cubes, any kind of ad hoc query and analysis. And actually, we dived deeply into statistical analysis and data mining. And also, we know that any analytical information system intelligence should actually should be started from database management system, and it should contain a lot of algorithms that actually help to effectively search for solutions in large data lake. Also, we should use a lot of artificial intelligence or close to artificial intelligence techniques like cluster analysis or any other data sorting and clustering algorithms. Yeah. So as a problem statement, we would like to study all the methods and all the algorithms on four layers. Let me introduce them. So internal level, like big data layer, engineering, management, and marketing, and human resources. So this layer is placed on the company. Also, there should be tactical level. There should be kind of business intelligence, project management systems like administration, planning, procurement, contracts, and others. There should be external level interface like data mining and standards, external standards to which we should compare our results, laws, we know that audit process is very like interlinked with laws, and other strategic programs and so on. So just to summarize this problem statement, we would like to introduce kind of let me call this black box, but there should be, and there will be, I'll show this mathematical model that actually optimizes internal audit support process based on different variables. Among them are like set and quantity of input information, and like as an input also there will be current number of structural units that are affected by audit process, and actually there will be volume of products produced, and as an output there will be productivity of an entity as a whole, and the output set of information, as well as set of tips and suggestions from the intelligent internal audit support process. And actually being told that there will be like optimization, mathematical optimization model. It can be introduced with different functions. So we will optimize the input data as well as output data based on restrictions on, let me say, like unemployment rate. So we are restricted by unemployment rate, but we should optimize the company production volume and the company profit from sales, and actually performing like social function. We should also maximize employment, because this is really important nowadays. So as a result, we get optimal trajectories for the implementation of the internal audit process, but each company actually will find its optimal trajectory based on its own restriction factors. And actually the optimal trajectory is found where actually we have significant reduction of internal audit job. Actually, I've already proclaimed this conclusion, but in any case, so the best solution from the set obtained out of the our optimization model can be found by let's say comparing outputs and numerical optimization criteria over the trajectory. So actually I'm finished here. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Interesting paper. Dear colleagues, if you have any questions.
Have you already implemented your methodology?
I'm really sorry, but I can't hear you well on my side.
Just a second, we will turn on the microphone.
Have you already implemented the proposed methodology?
Really sorry, but can you repeat this?
Have you already implemented the methodology that you proposed?
No, implementation will be on the next stages. Right now, we just conducting the study, but of course, you're right. There will be implementation stage on one of Ukrainian entities.
Mm-hmm. One more question here from our offline participants.
Thank you so much, Igor, for your presenting and for the paper. Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, excellent. Thanks.
Excellent. Yeah, I've done my best to see. So actually, internal audit support, if I may ask you, audit of what? Because, for example, from my understanding, the process of auditing, it's fully depends on the specific of organization, specific of the project, the specific of the ways of working, specific of the business processes, so on and so forth. So have you created any boundaries for your research which you're focusing on?
Yeah, thanks for the question. Actually, it's excellent. Yeah, the study purpose, or let me say the agenda of the study is internal audit process. Yeah, so we know that audit process should be done by external auditors, and it should as an output give to the shareholders like insurance that everything in the entity in financial terms is like in good conditions. What do we mean by good? Good is like all performed to certain criteria, like law or financial reporting standards or any. Yeah, taking into account this like general understanding of an audit process, in simple ways. Yeah, guys from audit, they just take financial statements, they just take notes. Yeah. To the financial statements and conduct some analytical studies. Yeah, this is for internal audit process. Let us remove shadow from the internal audit process. Actually, internal audit process, it is like a recommended function for each, let's say, good enterprise. Yeah. And internal auditors, they dive deeply into that, but the nature of their work is the same. So they just take some kind of data, I mean financial or operational data, yeah, and they just compare to the standards, yeah. So in this way, actually, in any company that like doing kind of a business that produces financial reports and has some operational processes, internal audit process can be standardized. Yeah, so in a logical way, you're right. Like internal audit process in one entity will be different from internal process on another entity, but the criteria for this difference will be not in like complexity of the company. The nature of the differences will lay in the significant risk of fraud of that entity. Yeah. So actually, we included complexity of the entity, like as I told during the presentation, that we included such parameter like a number of business departments of the entity. Yeah, but there also we added a risk of fraud. Yeah. So based on this parameter, there will be kind of difference. But despite that fact, actually, there are internal audit standards, actually. So this process can be standardized, and our study can be widely used on any entity.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. Very complex answer, but maybe a few clarifications. First of all, when you're saying audit, it means financial audits only?
No, internal. No, internal audit.
Okay, no. Internal. Just give, just because, we're not gonna to discuss. Just a few clarifications. So it's all audit of business processes, audit of the life cycle, audit of the all other deliverables. Yeah, for example.
Sure.
But you said shareholders. You meant shareholders or stakeholders?
I'm a partially financial guy, so this is my professional deformation. Yeah, I'm thinking about shareholders. Sorry, but you are right, and this is good question. Yeah, to all stakeholders.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And actually,
Thank you.
but
Thank you.
who is the key stakeholder for your information system? Is it the internal quality assurance team who is the running audit? Usually in company, it happens like if internal audit, it's usually run by quality assurance team, internal quality assurance team, who is going through the processes, auditing all the project deliverables, match them with the quality standards, policies, guidelines, and actually after that, then provide results of audits, improvement plans, maybe level of maturity if needed, etc., etc. So this is what you meant.
No, but yes and no, because actually I'm thinking about the internal audit processes a bit widely, because actually according to the best practices of an enterprise management, internal audit department should be reporting to not even to the board of directors, but to the let me say like oversee committee. Yeah, and in this way, internal audit department set a bit apart from the organization. So main stakeholders still will be the shareholders and management, but ensuring that everything is good with business. And actually, I've mentioned there such a restriction like employment rate. Yeah, so even employees also will be like stakeholders of that system. And thinking widely and more strategically, even whole society will benefit from the well-established and robust internal audit systems.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks.
That was really interesting discussion about the paper, which shows actually how paper is relevant and interesting. Thank you so much again, Igor. And we have the last paper before we are going to the coffee break. So this is the paper ID number 54.
Yes, hello. I'm glad to be here. Let me show my screen. Sorry, there's some settings. Yeah, sorry, is there not? I'm not allowed to show it. One moment, please.
All right, can you share the screen? Oh, sorry. Maybe, yeah, let's just wait a few more minutes. Yeah. Let's check whether it will be seconds or minutes. So ID, yeah, paper ID number 54 is for the game theory model over two-level hierarchical gaming with distributed control. We are waiting for our author.
Yes, sorry for that. I have some problems with my settings. I hope it's okay now. Let me show my screen to you.
Yeah, now it's see.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. One moment, please. Just. Okay. Okay, let me present you our topic, game theory model of the two-level hierarchical games with distributed control. In overwhelming majority of cases with complicated continual systems management, competence centers take a decision first and prove it efficiently after right away. This award is proved on the foundation of using modern calculation techniques in hierarchical game study. Mathematic models have been formally applied in studies of government, economy, social science, and further disciplines. A game theory approach related to hierarchical game theory is used in the current decade. The recent updated results have been described in work which use the Nash equilibrium and Pareto-efficient concepts. The goal of this paper is to maintain a game and theory pattern for a system of two intelligence points towards managing certain items. The target of the paper is to confirm the presence of both Pareto-efficient and Nash equilibrium situation existing for the continual system with distributed control and should be proved that 2 points are jointly working in a couple. Situation of shared control under the theoretic and game package is presented on the screen. Also, you can see the figure of two-play system with two centers where all of them are unique and they depend on each other. We enterprise the set of as a casting into including several participants, C1, C2, and A. The activity vector focus their work on the joint control item, the participant itself. To every player, the system is proposing the eventual tactic within his activities. We defined the resulting role for every participant and also shown the target goals of the functionals. Here is the final characteristics of participants A, which is shown on the screen. From classic game and theory approach, it's important to distinguish the following: a Nash equilibrium status without Pareto efficiency and a Nash equilibrium status with Pareto efficiency. We found the game equilibrium conditions that make statuses, including the agreement based on their common wishes to gain with help from participant A. The status of certain profitable cooperation in management of the player A is shown on the screen. To implement the collaboration of points, their profit should be higher than in the case they act individually. Moreover, there is one or more unique conditions. All incomes of participations should be as high as it costs. The lastly named term should be explained as a proof of two centers merger soundness provided either from separately lost efficiently in management of player A. The continual system has been considered as a meta game. The game is interpreted at two-level hierarchical games. The system members are players with their own set of behavior strategies. Player A makes a move according to a second subject's reasonable behavior. The target function value maximized. The game member's behavior complies with the Nash equilibrium concept, consists the area of compromise solutions. The player's behavior in the game theory radical transformation of the value system can be deeply investigated. To get the maximum profit being managed by their respective centers under the regulation of the games with non-antagonistic interests. The goal of the article is to specify investigation up to date tooling of the development group foundation, as well as elaboration of a method of checking the group participant offer to produce any conditions criticisms. So thank you for your attention.
To the coffee break, Lubava has presented the presentation for their paper, and I'm kindly asking our colleagues online to participate in the Q&A sessions. Please, any questions? Yeah, we are having one question here in our offline. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I can't hear you. If there was a question, can you repeat it? Because there was...
Let us repeat the question again. Let us try one more. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
What, I'm not an expert in the field that your article is, and my question is kind of general. What is the practical implication of your model that you propose, and do you plan to use it somehow in practice?
Yes, thank you for your question. Actually, this model can be used in different areas. If there are some people who want to have some profit, and this model will help them to make a decision which will be more profitable for each for everyone. So if we have two people, three or more, all of these people will get their profit, and if they use such model.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. I think we have some message in our chat. Could you please open the chat? Yes, please. One of our participants would like to present the work today. I believe there is some circumstances, and since we are having some time, let us invite Nikita Polyakov, I believe ID number 253. So Nikita, if you are with us, you can start your presentation.
Hello, do you hear me?
We hear you, but we cannot see you.
Oh, yeah, give me a second. Starting to share the screen, and then I'll enable my camera.
Yeah, now we can see you.
Okay, awesome. First, I want to thank you that you all letting me do this today and not tomorrow. And so I think I can start. Once again, hello everyone. My name is Mikita Polikov, and I represent the Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture. And today I'm going to present to you a topic modeling of the system for the electronic estimation of adolescent special abilities. The section name is IT in Education and Research. So the transition from study in pre-university education to study in a higher educational institution involves decision-making concerning professional identification. A good tool that adequately reproduces the operational activities of specialists in various fields can reduce the share of uncertainty which is associated with the imagination of the activities of various professions, and the adolescent will be able to realize on his own which profession he likes more. It was decided to use computer games to help assess the special abilities of the adolescent. So the purpose of the work is to design an architecture that will be laid in the foundation of the intelligent info communication system for the electronic estimation of adolescent special abilities. To achieve the purpose, following tasks are needed to be solved. The first one is to analyze the existing development tools. The second is to propose the architecture of the system with the prospect of transition to a highly loaded system. And the third is to choose the types and describe the structures of the databases which should be used to store and transfer the data within the system. On this slide, you can see some of the abbreviations that I might use later today. If you will have questions, please ask. I'll make more clarifications. So the choice of development tools depend on the choice of the programming language, and we decided to pick Python because it has a large number of libraries that simplify the development. Also, it has a variety of web frameworks that help build in web API services. Among them are Django, Flask, and FastAPI. And we decided to choose FastAPI because it is lightweight, asynchronous, and easily customizable. This means that the framework can provide a high-performance API and also is an automatic data and also has an automatic data validation. Two database type options were considered. The first one is non-relational databases. The second one is relational databases. The big advantage of the non-relational databases is that they store unstructured data, but on the other hand, it is hard to maintain relations between different data models. Therefore, it was decided to use a relational database, and we chose PostgreSQL because it's more sustainable for applications with frequent write operations and complex queries. The system should also be able to perform background tasks, and it was decided to use Celery. Celery requires a message broker in the backend, and we decided to use Redis as both. Redis also supports the POP/SUB messaging paradigm, which can be useful for front-end and backend communication. To support a microservice architecture, there is a need to pick a message queue system to make sure that data flows between the services. It is decided to use Kafka, since it has high throughput, fault tolerance, durability, and scalability. The last thing that is needed is cloud storage to save backup data, and we chose AWS S3. On this slide, you can see the architecture schema. The users of the system are adolescents who need support in deciding on a future profession. Users' interaction with the system is happening via the communication subsystem on the left. And the front-end and back-end parts are combined on the schema in one rectangle because they work in a combination. API requests are sent from the front-end to the back-end, and if there is an operation with the database, the back-end sends an API request to the DB API service. DB API is a service that maintains the connection to the database. It is important to have only one source, only one data source point, and inside database API service, it can be strictly defined what operations are desirable and which are not. queries to the database can be regulated by the logic written inside the service. The adolescent should be notified when there are ready results. So the neurofuzzy inference system writes user-friendly messages to the Redis topics, and the communication subsystem backend listens to these topics. Messages from backend to frontend are delivered using a WebSocket connection. If the WebSocket connection is closed, messages could be still retrieved from Redis to be sent to the user when the connection is open again. DB API should also be able to create database dumps to be able to restore data if needed. So Celery tasks are used to run scripts in the background on a recurrent basis that will save data to the cloud. Kafka messages assure that the information from the communication subsystem is passed to the neurofuzzy inference system. It can be reused to provide communication of the latter with the DB API. On this slide, you can see some formulas that define how the neurofuzzy inference system decides if the profession can be proposed to an adolescent. The bigger
1 minute.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so the bigger the difference, the better chance of getting the recommended as a conclusion. So on this slide, there is a database schema of the application. There are two main like the data can be split into options, the auxiliary data and the main data. The auxiliary data can live on its own, and it's more like a help data where we store the attributes of the profession that can be divided in 4 like groups: temperament, character, special ability, and interest. And the main data is circular and dependent on itself. The main attributes of the data is, I believe, the adolescent professional preferences. It should have non-empty constraint. And also, there is a score by which we define if the profession can be recommended. Since we want our tool to be to grow, we should think about the improvements, and the system can be monitored, and we should have some login tool. Also, we can reuse the database scaling to create writer and reader instances of the Postgres, increase a number of partitions in Kafka and the number of instances of the neurofuzzy inference service, create database replica, and also do the Redis snapshots and Redis append on the file. And go into the conclusion, like it was shown, the architecture of the system was shown, the database schema was also shown. We checked how the system can be improved, and like showed the evolution of how it can be improved. So thank you for attention. Questions?
Most relevant questions for maybe all the papers is the application of the proposed model. So that was like the main concern of everyone probably who are listening the papers. So the same question I wanted to ask from you as well. The model you are proposing, is there any chance that you are already tested on some application? Or whether
Unfortunately, we we still didn't have a chance to test it because we need to gather data from the applicants, like people who are going from the school to the colleges. And now we're trying to find people who would be like volunteers for these activities.
Okay. More questions? Implemented, right?
Sorry?
Is the system already implemented?
It's in development. Like as you've seen, like the database schema is already implemented, but the overall connections and like everything to be combined or work properly requires a lot of resources, and like it's being tested. How can I say it? Like independently, but not as a whole. Like the whole system should be hosted somewhere. We need to deploy some instances, and I believe on AWS EC2, and test it. But for that, we might also require some additional funding.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
People love this award, very interesting.
Good luck with your work. It was very interesting.
Thank you.
So I am saying to all participants online and offline here that we are finishing our first section. We will be back in 20 minutes to continue our section after the coffee break. And thank you all that we are, like very keeping the time and already saving all the points. And I am saying my huge appreciation to all participants that they are keeping the timing. Thank you all. See you later. Well, we are back. So according to our timetable, we are starting at 4:20 p.m. So I guess we can proceed with our further paper. So this is paper ID number 56, presented again by Lubava Chernov from National Shipbuilding University, named after Admiral Makarov from Ukraine. Ms. Lubava, you can go.
Yes, thank you. Okay, let me present you our topic. It's called Structural Analysis in the Methodology of Building an IT Project Model. In order to improve management efficiently, IT projects are divided into hierarchical components and subsystems, and it can significantly reduce risks and ensure the manageability of such a management object. In project management terms, structure is the organization of connection and relationship between project elements. Project structuring is very closely related to integration. It's not universal and can be used in a wide variety of fields of activity for project of various scale, implementation deadlines, and target orientations. This allows us to talk about the possibility of using structuring. The main task of structuring an IT projects are shown on the screen. To structure a project, it's necessary to make a set of decisions that reflect the logical sequence of its decomposition into manager blocks. First of all, it's important to define the project itself. Define a project involves in identifying the purpose and scope of the project, the relationships between its components. The next step is the level of detailing when structuring the project is determined. Then to determine the project life cycle, highlighting the beginning and end of the project, the main phases, stages of its implementation, milestones and indicators on the basis. After defining the scope of the project and structuring the process, the organizational structure should be designed. Next step includes the presentation of the project's product as subsystem, including equipment, resources, and geographic distribution. The next step is to determine the scheme for maintaining management and accounting records of the project and bring it into line with management and accounting system of the business. Based on the work performed, a project decomposition structure is drawn up and master plan for the project is formed. In the process of forming a methodology of constructing IT projects models, the following structures are developed, and they define the basic of the project information model. The proposed model of methodology has its properties, which are shown on the screen. We also propose a scheme of interacting between structure and IT project model. The methods for structuring and managing an IT project contain the following components. As goal tree, work tree, the organization breakdown structure, work breakdown structure, responsibility matrix, network model, structures of consumed resources, and cost structure. IT project management methods allows to determine the goals of the project and carry out its justification, identify the structure of the project, to determine the necessary amounts and source of financing, to select performers, to determine the deadlines of the project, to calculate the estimate and budget of an IT project, to provide control over the progress of the project. Such structures are actively used in formalizing the methodology of restructuring project management in various problems areas. As a conclusion, all structural analysis methodology are based on a number of general principles, some of which regularity the organization of work at the initial stage of the project life cycle, and some are used in developing recommendations for the organization of work. Presenting the IT project methodology in a structured form necessary and sufficient for the effective implementation of the project management process. This ensures a consistent understanding by all participants of the goals, scale, scope of work, intermediate and final results, as well as responsible allocation of resources and distribution of responsibilities, organization of planning processes, and control of the implementation of the project. Thank you for your attention.
Methodology for building the IT project model, or this is just analysis of existing models?
No, it's the work is about the methodology of building projects, not just existing, but like different. It can be different products.
So you are proposing a new methodology, right?
Yes.
And what is the difference of your presenting proposed methodology on the existing ones?
I think that there are just some points which can help to build the project more convenient, and it will be more useful for for those people who are the part of this project. They using the methodology will make their work more convenient and will provide better results.
Okay, but how can we measure the efficiency of the methodology? You were saying this is more useful and like, let's say, more clear for the users who use this methodology, but how we can measure that this one is exactly better than the already existing methodologies?
Actually, we cannot say that it's really better than existing, but somehow it's more useful for maybe for some kind of projects. I don't think that it's better, and we don't want it to be the best one. We just want it to be useful and convenient for people who would like to use it.
Oh, okay, thank you. Any other questions? Thank you again, Ms. Lubava, for your already second presentation.
Yeah, thank you a lot.
And we are turning to our next presentation. This is paper ID number 57, using computer modeling for tracking high-order nonlinear systems with time delay, presented by Mr. Nurbulat Taspolatoglu from Astana International University, Kazakhstan. And Mr. Nurbulat is here. So he will be presenting his paper offline.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nurbulat Taspolatoglu, and I am delighted to be here today and representing Astana International University. Okay. I am excited to be here to share my research area, which focuses on using computer modeling for tracking high-order nonlinear systems with time delay. Also, it's my first presentation in English, and I hope I can explain my topic well. Next, please. Next slide. In the following slide, I will investigate into the mathematical aspects of my topic and present several key formulas that are central to my research. So consider a nonlinear systems of the form 1, where Zi are the system states, U is input data, Y is output data, Fi are some functions, some uncertain functions. Also, P consists of two numbers. P and Q are odd numbers. And here tau is time delay parameter. The object of study of nonlinear system represented by system 1. The main goal is to develop a control function that allows to regulate of the output data of this nonlinear system using a reference signal and to construct a computer model. Here I would like to briefly discuss the literature review and the significant problems that needs to be solved. One of most important problems in control theory is to design a feedback control law, making the output of system asymptotically track prescribed smooth reference signal. Output asymptotic tracking is usually not be possible for such a nonlinear system. Tan and Lin even give a counterexample to show that even if the stabilization problem is solvable, the corresponding asymptotic output tracking problem is not possible. To deal with such a problem in the literature, a more suitable concept was introduced by Tan and Lin, that is practical output tracking. Practical output tracking control is one of most important control problems, which is aimed at making the system output track given reference signals using less restrictive design conditions. And in our research, we use this concept. Also here, in this slide, I would like to demonstrate system 2 of type of correspondence to the previously shown general view of the system under study. Here, phi1 and phi2 is uncertain functions. Also, u is a control function. If you look at the control, there is a sigma function. In this slide, the technology for control methods of nonlinear systems can be divided into two large groups. In the first part, using various methods such as recursion, sigma function, power integration method, or time-independent method such as Lyapunov-Krasovsky method. We construct. We have to. In the end, we have to design a Lyapunov function. Also, for digital simulations, we use Runge-Kutta method and Euler methods. Next slide, please. For computer modeling, computer modeling, we use program languages such as Python, MATLAB, and MATLAB GUI. Also, and Simulink, MATLAB Simulink. For example, here in this research, we use a specific function DDE2423 MATLAB to solve delayed differential equations. Next slide, please. Using the previously found control equation with the sigma function, we achieved the global boundedness of all processes within a closed system with a small control error. In first figure, the reference signal is shown as a blue line, and the tracking error is a red line. In second figure illustrates tracking error. Here you can see that the tracking error is approximately 0.5. Next slide, please. And in the next slide, you can see the tracking error is very small, around 0.06. We achieved this result due to the scaling coefficients. Next slide, please. In conclusion, in this study for our nominal system form 1, we used the above methods to find a tracking controller. Next, using the MATLAB GUI program, we simulated the behavior of the system 1 in the computer and were able to reduce the tracking error. Also, in summary, controlling the nominal system can indeed be seen as controlling the device it represents, but it's crucial to account for the complexities and uncertainties inherent in real-world system for effective control. That's all. Thank you for attention. Yeah,
Any questions from colleagues who are online or someone who are here? Please welcome.
Hello,
We are
let
in-
me ask one question.
Yes, sure.
I'm Zuhra Abdiahmedova, Kazakh National University. I have the next question. What kind of physical processes are described by presented systems of equations and on the previous slides?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All devices have a nonlinear behavior, and we don't use any physical processes. We have only mathematical model, and we find to this system control equation, and we modeling in the Simulink.
So this is just online Simulink modeling, right? Without real-time simulation.
Yes, of course.
There is one more question. Sorry, yeah, Ms. Sukhali, go ahead. Are you okay with the answer?
Okay, yes, thank you. I get it.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to ask about the modeling you are presenting. What is the application? Where are you going to use it? For what kind of a control?
Thank you. We have program complex with five systems, 5 different systems, and we nowadays using in studying for students, for example, for discipline, control theory, and the mathematical and computer modeling. We have also yes.
Okay. Thank you, Nurbulat. There is no questions. We can switch to another presentation from our participants. Thank you. Although that was your first presentation in English, you've done very well. Thank you. So next presentation is paper ID number 59, presented by Bakhadyrova Gulnaz from Astana International University. In Nurbulat, you are also one of the co-authors of
Yes,
this.
she is my doctoral student.
She will be joining online, right? Or you will be presenting that paper?
Yes. No. She
Gulnaz?
must.
Good
She
day.
must.
Yes, yes. Good day.
Gulnaz, first of all, let me ask you to turn on the video.
Online.
Yes, online, but can you turn on the video? Camera.
Camera.
Yes.
Good day.
Hello, you can go for your presentation.
I am Bakhadyrova Gulnaz Bekbalkızı. Control of non-system means of feedback using to the control library. modeling of system of forced spring mass system with different simulations of constants. System definition. Let's us define mathematical models generalized nonlinear system in the following form, given in equation to write the equation one in compact form. We use of following vector and vector notations. Let's writing as following clause 3 given in equations. Residuities in the spring mass system with damping the equations of motion without externals input influence formulated as clause with friends just the dynamics of system are outlined below, given in for to accomplish this value of function which maps of systems set of positive real number for mechanical system, a practical selection of the system energy given an equation 6. We will again consider spring mass system, but this time will keep the input signal in leave the system in its original form. In the form given mathematical formula of the state of the within using a nonlinear control system, this the angular rotation of the center of mass, v speed of motion, angle of rotation of the front wheel control, this be replacement of the reference point. This system is simulation on time interval from 0 to 10 seconds with constant velocity of 10 ms and control sinusoidal motion in speed of 1 Hz with the speed 10 or ms on rotation will back for frequency of the Hertz. The which object refers nonlinear model of the system. The system can calculate to motion trajectory of the system. The motion trajectory nonlinear system is written in a Python programming language using NumPy, Matplotlib, and control libraries. It's implemented of the solution of vehicle car motion with nonlinear dynamics and control. The input graphic shown in figure 2, the drawing show speed and streets and linearization of the around trajectory to linearization the system around trajectory the desired motion trajectory referenced as a straight along axis is constant vector to me is used. The system is a linearization around starting point this trajectory. The decided velocity this equation decided trajectory in state space. Calculation is space control control method. The feedback for system is space calculation. Then characteristics of the closed loop system. Edge ones are checked to obtain negative real aging confidence where feedback is applied around given trajectories will be state. Defining feedback controller, this type control system employs feedback control machine names in feedback the output signal of the control system measures of compared is input reference signal to the different diverge between to the user control, which will send off the control output signal. The system error equals to 0. Now we will create an input-output system refer to the control law. The control stakes as is different state species trajectory and nominal input in it output control law given inclusion. Figure 3, which moving using Elcor controller maintains the species trajectory. Find
Gulnaz, sorry, 1 minute left. 1 minute. Thank you.
Consolidation, the library has described the process linearization system around trajectory using trajectory use Python control system. This simplicity of the control system trajectory creating of the feedback control system measured system output reference signal and the control system recorded the error simulation perfect system feedback correct on the linear controller. Thank you, спасибо. Thank you.
Presentation, Gulnaz, could you please explain the difference between open loop control system? Could you please explain? Could you please explain the difference between open loop control system and closed loop control system?
The Python control, this loop Python control library linearization mountain trajectory straight line along constants.
I was asking between the difference open loop control system and closed loop control system.
Yes.
Nurbulat will be helping in the answer.
Yes.
In the research, we use just a closed loop system with some conditions and with concept, and we don't research open loop system.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Any other questions, colleagues? Thank you, Gulnaz, for your presentation. We will turn for the next paper. Next paper will be presented by Biken Arambekov from Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. And co-authors of this paper are Musa Turdaloğlu, Elmira Tursanova, Tulvanay Turdaloğlu, and Madina Isametova. So paper ID number 64, please. Biken, you can start.
Yes. Good morning, dear colleagues. My name is Biken Arambekov, Kazakh National University.
Biken, sorry, could you please make the microphone very near to you because for us it's very difficult to hear. Yeah, now it's better. Thank you.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. My name is Biken Arambekov, Kazakh National University. The topic is effects of augmentation of reality app to enhance the didactic methodology in schooling physics. The research problem, the theoretical justification of the possibility and appreciativeness of the using augmented reality technology to increase the effectiveness of the teaching physics in secondary schools. And the purpose of the study is to further improve the methodology of the teaching physics in high schools by introducing components related to augmented reality technology into the content of the physics lesson. And object of the research is teaching process of augmented reality technologies and their use in the school physics. And the first research hypothesis is the physics lesson in virtual reality and traditional physics lessons will paper and paper-based test of they have own advantages and disadvantages. And it is wrong to compare them, but it's necessary to find the strategy that combine them in terms of win-win strategy. One way to combine both of the same time is to use augmented reality technology. Augmented reality is the attempt to combine the real world and virtual world in such a way that boundaries between them are not clear. In simple words, augmented reality is not interested as research object in high schools physics as teaching and communication tool. Then interactivity in the teaching of the physics increase the efficiency of teaching by combining virtual models with the real world. It's possible to improve the subjects of physics in secondary schools as much as possible due to possibility of the carrying out the previous unavailable experimental work as well as due to consideration of augmented reality technology itself as a research tool. And by mastering the visual tools of augmented reality technologies and way of using such a tool in practice, students will prepare for the life and work in modern information society. So the importance of the work is that there was experiment that the physics students are very low prepared, and during the time it happened in Satpayev University, and because they have the nowadays the students have clip conscious, and they uh, cannot they have very difficulties with visualization some kind of phenomena in physics. So that's why the uh, we this is the very discussed matter. And so the purpose of the subject and hypothesis of the research determine the need to solve the following main research problems. So to determine the research ways of considering information technology as research and teaching tool, to determine the theoretical prerequisites for the teaching application of augmented reality technology in physics lesson at school, creating model of the main technological system of secondary school using augmented reality technology, development of the technology teaching systems and forming system of educational and cognitive skills and visual tools for augmented reality technology for teaching physics in high school, and conducting experimental tests on effectiveness of teaching physics in high school.
Again, but you have
classes.
3 more minutes, please.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
I see you
So-
have 15 slides, so
I'm
I'm
sorry.
just trying.
Yeah, so there is no 5 novelties in this research. We have also and the theoretical and practical significances, and we have in here the new methodology. We have 4 groups. One group is traditional pen and pencil. Second one is virtual laboratory. The third one is virtual reality, and fifth one is the augmented reality, and this is the most effective one. And in here we did several physics classrooms, and in here this is the class where it's taking place. And in here we have in the Python we made some scripts for the Kazakh language to be recognizable any the speeches and the written Cyrillic numbers. And in here we have the visuals. As we see, we compare At the same time, the 3 different laboratory experiments. And in here we have the results. The traditionals have, as you see in here, much more lower points rather than the using augmented reality team. So in here we have the 3 compare contrasting 3 of them. And we also created a TAM, so a technology acceptance model for describing and we have also the TVL, TLTV, TVR group design for augmented reality only. We using was VAR, and in the conclusion we have the 7 points in here. So the main points is like we created a technology acceptance model, a technology fit model. Also, we created first research design, as we see in here the first time. And also in here, we did it uncover analysis, this covariance analysis, and all the practical made in the GeoGebra program, and in the GeoGebra we exported all the 3D models in the Autodesk Maya software. So this is it, and thank you for your attention.
For your presentation, dear colleagues, any questions? Yes, please. Dr.
I have,
Martina?
2 questions. First of all, regarding the software that you implemented, can you give some details about what sections of physics you considered, what types of experiments have been developed? This is the first question. And the second question is that can you elaborate on a little bit in detail on the experiment? So how many, for example, first of all, the school where you conducted this experiment, how many pupils, how many students were involved, and how many, let's say, physics labs or let's say physics experiments they tested? Thank you.
Actually, in here, we first of all, it take place in Almaty district, in the village. So this is the rural area study, and we considered all the sections of the physics, and upon that, we published more than 50 publications. I can share in here. I can switch the presentation, and it is in different presentation. So, and we did it in the GeoGebra software. Why we did it? Because it is the GeoGebra software is mandatory for the European Union countries for the physics and the mathematics teachers. And in order to be integrated with European Union, we are offering for the government to make mandatory for also the Kazakhstan schools, so we can share the experience and make it integration possible, probably. And there was 2 types of schools. It was the school number 46 and number 30. And we have all the act of the implementations officially, and in each school we have by 4 groups as we develop the new technology TVR. So there is 4 groups that should be. So in each school we have 8 groups, and total amount of students involved is 271.
Thank you. I understand about the experiment, but I mean, so you implemented only the visualization of physics processes, right? Or is this the complex physics labs?
Yes, as you see in the picture, we compare contrasting three of them, as you see. So in here, this is the last one is virtual reality lab. So the students involved with this, they're using their mobile phones or tablets, and they're using it. Second visualization is like virtual laboratory. They're using it in computer, and the traditional visual is just pictures or any 3D models in the computer.
And you considered experiments for which grade? For which school grade? Like for fifth?
Ninth grade, grade, 9th, 10th, 11th. So we.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question too.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Zuhra Abdiahmetova, Kazakh National University. My question is next. You made a comparison in groups of pupils with and without of using AP. And how long did you conduct this experiment?
Actually, it was more than 3 years. We using it actually in all the students involved voluntarily. So we have and also we made a very prior surveys before participation of the students in this experiment.
So another question. So another questions. In 3 years, did take part in this experiment, for example, the X9 forms class pupils, maybe if you perform it in the 3rd year, maybe this 11th form pupils, maybe you perform this experiment when they study on the 10 or 9th classes?
Yes, we actually made this experiment for the 9th, 10th, and 11th grades, all of them, because we have to we have to get all the sections of the physics. It was like 11 sections, and from each section we have to take at least one lab experiment in order to test it. And as a result, we did some table, which consists more than 30 pages, so it's very long, and we did it for which lab, what kind of augmentation
No, I mean,
visualization is required.
Sorry, I mean, did it happen that you conducted this experiment on the same pupils every year?
Yeah, we conducted every year.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Very meaningful presentation.
Thank you.
With debatable questions that we have. Thank you. And we are turning to our next presentation, paper ID number 73. Intelligent monitoring system based on Atmega microcontrollers in healthcare with stress-reduced effect, presented by author of this paper is here, Zhenirke Timurbeková from Al-Farabi, Kazakh National University. Zhenirke, please. Begin, could you please switch off your presentation?
For sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. I represent topic about intelligent monitoring system based on Atmega microcontrollers in healthcare with stress reduce effect of University of Kazakh National University named after Al-Farabi. The next slide, please. I will try explain my presentation. The first of all, I want to say about medical Internet of Things plays a key role in the medical and the healthcare field. This research aims to develop a patient monitoring system using sensors and Arduino platforms, combine hardware and software components. This system includes three main sensors. The first is collect, the second is transmit patient health data, a central server via network. To evaluate the convenience and the importance of the system for patient tests were conducted on 287 people. In this evaluate patient data included various characteristics such as age, gender, place of resistance, hemoglobin concentration, red blood cell count, and other data obtained at the last doctor visit, as well as daily data from Arduino sensor. The second I want to say about in every day, Internet of Things is more and more. For example, in 2017, global health expenditure rated comparatively 777.8 trillion. This accounting for about 10% of global GDP that year. And the second example about in United States approach of 300 billion in annual medical experience. In this day, IoT stand as a revolutionary cornerstone in healthcare. Then in our existence becomes increasingly entwined with technological advancement, medical monitoring system improved by IoT. Then our core of system it's Atmega 333 microcontroller. It's type of Arduino. It's situated in Arduino platform. This microcontroller used to monitor patient health parameters. This microcontroller control operation and other components. This microcontroller interface connect to micro SD card using serial processing interface, SPI communication protocol. This is mean the micro SD card modules provide the physical interface for the micro SD card and handles the low-level communication between the microcontroller and the card. To connect the card, you need Atmega 328 microcontroller, a card module, and 6 wires. How the first figure represent a schematic circuit. The second one represented peripheral interface. This interface done in using freezing program. YESPR 8266 model used Wi-Fi model. Why? Because I said about it is Internet of Things device. If the Internet of Things device, we use Wi-Fi model. The first figure, you can see this model and this model connect to microcontroller using SPI canal. It is mean ground connect to ground, 5V connect 5V, VCC connect VCC, and etc. And the schematic diagram of patient health monitoring technology based Arduino board is illustrated the fifth figure because the measure body temperature, we use this sensor to create sensor for measuring body temperature using this LM 35 system under all format taking all formats saved in CSV and the JSON format in our microSD card model. In the sixth figure, you can see connection scheme. It is drawn in freezing. How it's working. First of all, I want to say about connection. This component, first of all, connect Arduino board. I said about Arduino board is a board, and in Arduino board situated our Atmega 328 microcontroller. Then you can see pulse sensor, signal contact S, pulse sensor to analog pin A0 on the Arduino board, and the VCC contact pulse sensor. You can see how it's connected in Arduino board. It is I said about SPI canal. The second one very quickly. Okay. Then I said about in this questionnaire, we was completed by 287 patients, of which 30% were patients with various SDV disease. 10% were patients with blood pressure problems, 10% were healthy, and the rest were registered as patients with chronic disease. All measured in our devices using Atmega 223 microcontroller and the pulse sensor, temperature measure, and etc. The next slide. When we do this work, we use 287 patients. The simplicity of the devices and the use of user were chosen as one of the most necessary features. The next important were selected set of features as response time and the ability of intelligent system to improve. In this figure, you can see 70 or 85% show good results, and about 3% wrote about this in the comment. The next slide. Under the fifth figure, you can see negative features, very important and valuable recommendation from direct users of the system. When we have negative features, we have 15%, and in future, the program, in this moment, program loading take time about 145 seconds, from which we wishes to reduce this time 2 times. The convenience of the interface, improvement of color and design combination, inclusion of blinking properties in the system. And the next slide about conclusion. Thus, the study highlights the importance of using connected medical devices and IOMs to address the challenges faced by the healthcare industry. In this our session, we use 227 people, and in the future is a plan to add notification or reminder function to the system, as well as to reduce the loading time of the program by half. Thank you for attention.
My question is, can you run the experiment like in a real devices? Because like in the presentation, we have seen the simulation of Arduino. Have you done the experiment with the real devices?
Yes, so we experimented using these devices.
So by using the real devices, you have conducted the experiment for about 287 people, right?
Yes. Is our student
the volunteers or?
Yes, thank you for your question. It was about volunteers and our students and etc. First of all, we measure the temperature and then pulse sensor and measure the pulse sensor. They show the good result because these devices is more useful and comfortable because in every way you can use this
But it
device.
seems like you have used just one sensor.
Yes.
Is that one sensor to measure all that?
No, yeah, we use one microcontroller and we use three sensors. Three sensor: pulse sensor, body sensor, and temperature sensor. Mhm.
How
Thank
do you like deal with the noises? Because usually when we, like work with the sensors, there is an external noises can affect
Yes,
for
mhm.
any measurement.
Mhm.
How do you have, not like deal with that noises, external noises which are affected to the sensor?
Noises about
Or maybe you didn't consider that using this word. I don't know. I'm just it might-
Thank you for your question. Noises, yes, we have noises because, for example, if we if not connect, for example, ISP 8266 Wi-Fi model, we cannot connect with micro SD card because in micro SD card we save all our information about patient. The next noise maybe about when we that connect this device, it take 145 seconds and etc. It's take more time, but in the future we reduce this noise, and I think it will be better than this one.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank
Dear
you.
colleagues, any other questions? Okay, if there is no question, we are turning to our next paper. Next paper named TVET IT Technology Support for the Kyrgyzstan Water Resources Sustainability, presented by 6 authors, super international paper from Kazakhstan, Germany, Kyrgyzstan. So dear colleagues, please welcome.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can see my screen. Do you see the screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. We can see and we can hear you.
Okay. Dear all, I want to present my presentation about the IT technology solution for Kyrgyz-Kazakh transboundary water problem. And we have a problem with water resources, especially as in Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan, especially in Chutalas River Basin system. We have a lot of problems. One of them, we don't have prediction modeling about water resources. Our local people, farmers, doesn't involve in decision-making solution. So it's question, how we can solve this problem? How would we improve the livelihood of this citizenship and transboundary basin? We are missing that vet support for locals. As example, for example, we have such the same example between Canada and USA, Red River Basin Commission, and they have Red River College. Which college support with IT support for locals for citizenship. They can improve their knowledge in IT solutions. So, and if we talk about what this threat IT solutions, it's about FEMA houses, flood mark, and SWOT. Federal Emergency Management Agency HAZUS, it's platform of modeling, which help to access existing risk of the earthquake, floods, fires, and its tools help to evaluate the financial expenses in cooperation with the insurance company, Ministry of Agriculture, ministers of the water resources. It can be a good opportunity to expand and solve the problem between Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. Second solution is FloodMar. FloodMar, for now, it's commonly used in California and in other countries. Such approach, manage aquifer recharge. What does it mean? It's use nature, but it's not resist to the nature conditions. They reject about creating the dams. This approach based on the bypass system, when you can spread the flow of the floods on the farmers' lands. It can be used, especially resilience for the floods and the drought seasons. It's such approach mainly you create the balance between surface and groundwater and resist floods and droughts. And third solution, it's about SWOT, soil water assessment tool. It's the same geospatial database, which consists of soil water modeling and prediction surface and groundwater, prediction of the quality, quantity of surface groundwater, and impact influence on the land. So all these tools are very necessary to expand and implement for college system. As a good example, we studied, learned the experiment of Europe and Canada, USA, the River Basin Commission. Good experience show us implementation such programs and connection with development the dual training program and in Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan help us to find solution for existing problem, especially in transboundary problem. Thank you very much for your attention.
Presentation, dear colleagues. Any questions?
Yes, please, may I ask? Can you please explain what TWET is actually? So is this like some international program and these solutions developed within this program, right? Am I right?
Okay, TWET, it's a technical vocational education training. Is a system that taking certificates and especially implementation in the college system. When it's usually in Soviet period in our countries, I think it all works. For now, it doesn't work so well. And if you will implement certification system, when students can pass exactly know how to work with HAZUS and implement in the real work and real the land, it will be useful. And the such experience is practical, more dual accent. It's work in Canada and USA. They use this approach.
We're talking about solutions or technologies, TWET IT technologies, and you listed some examples. So, yes.
Yeah, it's modern tools, yeah, which we will learn and implement. For now, for example, we work with MAR technology. I'm working in Nazarbayev University. We have a test field. We're doing some experiment and checking how does it work with infiltration process, soil type. We have meteor station, temperature, wind speed. Also, we calculate everything. It's like such polygons can help us. For example, it will give some result experiment, and also it's training program. Also, you can create some training basis of these test fields.
Thank you.
Thank you for question.
Roshan, for your presentation. There is no questions. We will be turning to our final paper for today. Yeah, thank you, Roshan. No questions, and we are turning to the paper ID number 84, Human Computer Testing of Students' Knowledge, by 6 authors from Ukraine. And I can see that Irina is ready for the presentation, right? We cannot hear you.
Now you hear me?
Yeah, now clear.
Okay, this problem hello, at all scientists of the conference. First, thank you for giving me the opportunity to make a report, but let me give the right to speak to my student, third year student, my university, because he's also the main author of the system.
Yes, sure.
Thank you very much. Yuri Pogrebnyak. Pogrebnyak Yuri.
Yuri, please, you can start your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm here. 1 second.
Just 1 second, Yuri, I need to ask to turn on your camera, please. Yes, thank you.
Hi everyone. Let me introduce myself. I am a student of 30 years of university architecture and construction. The name of our work is human-computer testing of students' knowledge. The main idea belongs to Irina Aznaurian. My task was technical implementation. A report plan and introduction. The repeat development of the means and the technologies for education is aimed at reducing classroom classes and the remote control of knowledge and skills of education seekers. The adaptive of the education system on the remote regime has become especially relevant during the period of quarantine restriction caused by COVID-19, and education process has influenced by the Material Law of Science, February 24, 2022. The online testing system Fast Knowledge Test was created in 2021 and the KNUSA for teachers and the students. Currently, student knowledge and skills monitoring remain with the teachers. However, the service provides it for its automation. Online testing in the main mean of guaranteed the quality of modern education process. The aim of the study is to develop and implement an expert information and communication system for bridge knowledge and skills assignment for higher education students and fill system knowledge gaps by forming basic rules for assigning students knowledge that can be used for articles neural network training. Objectives: existing system online knowledge assembly analysis, students knowledge, human computer testing, developing system testing in real conditions. Tutorial and similar system as our shop to be best for repeat knowledge assembly solution. The need for in specialized institution for higher education. Compelling agreements for this decision. Unlimited number of the type test creation. User-friendly, simple editing and changing management system. Ability of instantly view the result of create test. Exporting test the result to Excel. System user are administrator, specialist, education seekers, teachers. Block 1 provides creation, editing, and management of the task. This block. Block 2 functions are performed by administrator, providing technical support for the site. Block 3, function ensure the performance of the task by students and monitoring of result. The IS work with the test connect begin with the page that provides access to the working with test function. By choosing the creating function, the IS has the option to create a new topic or addition question to already created topics. As creating a new topic and editing question, it's possible to add prepared formulas, drawing, and graphic objects. By choosing the editing function, the IS can work on improving the test. Normally, humans can correct errors in the text, delete the questions, change the text to the question, and links to graphic object. By choosing the settings function, the IS and determine and change the number of questions in the test set and change the time of the test and close the open access to the test anytime. After opening page, select a topic.
Sorry, Yuri, this is just kind reminder that you have 1 minute left, please. Thank you.
Okay. After opening page, select topic, view results, IS select the test by its name and receive the following information. Opening this page can get the test result immediately after the test is over. Implementation of the specialized online test system FKT into the education process and the research of studies result with the use are made at the KNUKA from 2021. 300 students took part in the study to ensure the reliability of the link of the experiment result to the entire population. Students were divided into 6 experimental and 4 control groups. We have table shows the percentage distribution on the students who participate in the experimental by the level of education achievements. The system of the final assessment provides the expedition of implement such a system as a fast knowledge test in the work of Education Institute. As the scientists normally lie in the fountain of the base of rules for selection task and evaluation the results of testing students of higher education institutes. One of the main difficulties of human computer testing of students' knowledge is the automation of assessment and the error correction process with the requirement the development of an assessment methodology using artificial intelligence models. The evolution of the system is seen in the automation of the expert function of the process of the system with HIDES education application. The norms proposed of the FKT development is the automation of the work on errors function. Thanks for your attention.
Presentation for today, and we have some time for the questions, so we can turn on for the discussions, please. Any questions?
Let me ask a question.
Yeah, sure.
Kazakh National University. What is the difference and the advantage of your system from existing analogs?
Our system covers our requirements.
it have some other types of questions, maybe, yes?
Can you repeat?
Maybe the list of the questions in your system are various than in other analogs.
Our system based because we work with test more security than Google Forms or Moodle, and our system simple and user friendly.
Thank you.
I'm having one more question here from our offline participants.
Thank you. Your presentation, you said about your work different because more security. Why you use cryptographic method or encryption or authentication? Why you said about your system is more security? Are you analyzed using some kind of attack, maybe? For example, main in the middle, brute force, and etc. Why you said more security? Thank you.
Yurashka, come back, please. Can you answer this question?
More security because we mixed question and calculate result for my personality system.
If you say about your system is more secure, first of all, you must analyze using some kind of attacks. Then you can say or that your system is security. For example, you can test cryptography method or and etc.
Colleagues, maybe other questions? If there is no question. Yeah, we have one more question here.
Much, Yuri, for your presentation. Yeah, you're probably the bravest from the authors here who brave enough to give the talk and present the research, etc. My question is regarding the topic. So you're saying human computer testing. Maybe this question not for you, maybe for Irina. Irina can help. Why you're saying testing, just a testing? And have you identified the boundaries for testing? Why you're not validating the students' knowledge? Or why you are saying about testing and how you proceed with, because test is just a test. Yeah, we need to ensure that students have enough knowledge, not just test them.
Thank you. Your question. This testing, this program, we create for quickly testing knowledge of student on the online or offline, because many students go to leave the Ukrainian, but she not full the study in our university, and we make this system. The one part I make a question. I make question, and after that I analyze the results because this our system humans computer. The part of work is making computer testing and analyze. Now it's a time only teacher, only human.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, your question.
Thank you, dear participants. We are finishing, we already finished our section number 2, day 1. I'm looking forward to see everyone for tomorrow. We will be continuing our section number 2, and then I'm asking all the participants who have presented today their paper to participate on tomorrow's discussions, ask actively questions. And we again thank you all for the fruitful conference. See you tomorrow.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.